Ian.
Dave.
I thought you were opening the show.
I thought you were opening the show.
Ian.
We didn't actually discuss it. Oh, yeah. We definitely discuss these opening bits usually ahead of time. Whoops. Why, thanks for asking, Dave. Yes, I have grown a mustache.
Ian, you've grown a mustache.
I have.
I'll fix it in post. I'm not going to fix it in post.
Welcome, everybody. Apex Adjacent. Car show. We're going to start by talking about mustaches. My wife is out of town, and so I have grown a mustache because she doesn't like mustaches, and so I'm a big strong man. I can do what I want
when she's out of town.
That's a real old callback. Anyway, so my ideal was that I have the children are just here with me while my wife is in England for a writing retreat for 10 days. And so I was like, well, fuck, I gotta kill some time with the kids, right? Like I need to fill the days. Right. And so one of the activities I thought, I had grown a beard over our vacation. And I was like, well, I'll shave it into silly configurations. And then I'll have the two kids, like do also with face paint, do the same.
Okay.
Right? So there's a costume place in our neighborhood. So we went to the costume place in our neighborhood and we were like browsing, and we were wearing masks, which is important to the story. We were browsing, clearly not knowing what we were doing, and it was chaos because I had two children with me. And a lovely young lady who worked there asked me if I needed help, and I was like, dear God, yes. When are you going to be able to babysit? And she went, no, just with the merchandise. And I was like, oh, okay. And I explained what the whole idea was, that, and we were like, should I get like fake mustaches and like glue them on their faces, or should I get face paint? But I don't want it to stain their faces. I need stuff that's easy to come off. She's like, we have water-based stuff that's perfect for this. She took me over to the counter and she looked at me, and remember, I have a mask on, so she can't see that my beard is not Santa Claus like I am up top.
Right. Okay.
And so she goes, oh, well, your hair is silver. And she just gave me like bright silver paint. And I must have had a look on my face of like real deep psychological trauma, which is what I felt. But it must have come through with just my eyes.
Just the eyes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she went, and we have other colors too. Like, oh
my face carpet does not match my head drapes.
I know. And I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, you should have just like shown a swatch of hair and been like, just do this for the rest of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So embarrassing.
Ian, you're a dapper silver-haired gentleman.
It was embarrassing. Anyway,
here
I'm old and being confronted by my own mortality in the fucking costume shop where you can buy Pokemon cards. How's your week going?
Here's what I love. Like, most people, when their wives are out of town, right, they order pizza, they eat chicken nuggets, right? They just revert to like a childlike state, right? You go the other way and you go to like full on white New Balance sneaker dad state, pretty much. Yeah. Like Bud Light is spicy for you.
Yeah. I'm drinking a beer this evening. I put mayonnaise in it just to tone it down a little bit.
When I saw you with the graphic hat, flat brim hat on last night, I said you look like you're on your third WRX.
Yeah. Well, and my second, definitely post my first marriage. I feel like this is a real unfortunate. It's like a real unfortunate glimpse into my divorced dad energy, and I not really enjoying it. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you just cling onto your wife at the airport when she comes home, like that's what that's going to be all about. Like she's not coming home to you; she's rescuing you from yourself.
100%.
Yes. She's returning from a retreat onto a humanitarian mission.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Ian, I gotta say, not a fan of mustaches in general. You fucking pull it off, man.
I like it. I think it's good.
Anybody just listening to the audio needs to pull up the YouTube just to see Mustache Ian, because holy shit, he's bringing it hard.
I mean, it went 0 to Selleck in about a week. Like, it was pretty impressive, pretty fast.
It's getting steamy over here. You're making me feel things, Ian.
Tickly. Yeah.
This podcast is going to be different from now on. I'm making it weird. Yeah. Ian, you look amazing. Yeah, just now I'm making it weird. Finally, after almost 7 years, Dave makes it weird.
Yeah, I wish Dave would talk about his feelings. God, plays it so close to the vest.
Wish his chestnut would open up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we at some point talk about cars?
Yes, we should, Ian, because do you want to give people a little table of contents here?
Sure. I think most of it's yours, honestly. But
you've been a bit busy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've grown this stupid thing. Dave had the most stressful drive he's ever had. That's gonna be right up top. We've got a license plate game. Dave drove the future. We've got some listener content. And I think that's about it. Yeah.
Ian, I had the most stressful drive I've ever had in my entire life.
Okay. I want to hear about it. The most stressful, were you driving or passengering?
I was driving.
Okay. Was it more or less stressful than the most stressful time when I was driving your car, which I'm guessing was dusty, rusty in the mountains? That
was very stressful. That was a very tightly wound Dave. I think that when you drove the Abarth, I think you saw a little bit more loosey-goosey Dave.
I think if I had driven that the Abarth with that Dave, with like 2017, 2019, whatever that was,
very tightly wound Dave. Yeah,
Dave. I feel like that video would be a lot less giggly and more screamy.
Yes. I think you're right. You're right. Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. All right. So
what's the most stressful drive you think you've taken?
There have been a few. I think there was one really in particular where I was driving up to Michigan Tech when I was like a teenager, and I was in college, and I was going to Michigan Tech, which is like, for anyone who doesn't know, is up in Houghton, Michigan, which is like in the middle of Lake Superior. Like, it's way up there. It was like a 10-hour drive from the middle of Michigan where I lived. Like, that's how far away it was.
Right.
And it was the most intense blizzard I had ever seen that I was driving through. Yeah. Of course, I didn't have snow tires. No. But it was more the visibility. It was way gnarlier than any. I've been in some like pretty gnarly stuff here. There's one here 2 years ago. Yeah, that was pretty bad too. But like blizzard, sideways snow.
Sure.
I'm going off of like, this much of the line of the painted line in front of me, and there's not another town for 40 miles.
Right.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ian, it's going to pale in comparison to my stressful drive.
Okay.
All right. While you were away a little while ago.
A car with no taffy in it. Okay, sorry.
While you were away a little while ago, I was cat sitting for part of your departure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your dear, sweet Mr. Squishy-faced cat, Ron, that I love very much.
Yes.
Yeah. So I, of course, driving down to your house every now and then. What car am I going to take? Of course, I'm going to take my little Fiat Nugget.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. pulling onto a main street near my house. Windows, getting towards the highway, was going to put the windows up, right?
Okay.
You know, highway, windows up, AC on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Look in my rear view mirror as I'm like changing lanes, just to make sure everything's okay. There's a wasp on my back windshield, right? On the rear window, on the inside.
Right, on the inside, which for anyone who's never been in a Fiat 500 is approximately 8 inches from the back of your head.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I can't shut my windows, right? Because then the wasp is definitely trapped in there with me, right? It's a wasp. I'm not going to like die if I get stung or anything, but I'm a very soft boy, Ian. A very soft boy. I get on the highway. I leave the windows down. I have the windows down the entire way to your house. And the whole time I'm like looking in the rearview mirror at this wasp that's just like pinned from the wind from being on the highway onto the back window that, like you said, is 8 inches from the back of my head. Right? And the whole time I'm just fixating on not crashing and rear-ending into somebody and looking at this wasp the entire time. No music was happening, no podcasts, just windows down, just a very distressed Ginger.
Why didn't she pull over and open the hatch?
I don't know.
Okay.
I was on the highway. I didn't want to pull over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, at any point, did you look at the rearview mirror and the wasp was just gone? Because that would be...
Yes, that happened once. And I was like, oh, good. It flew out of the car. Right?
Oh, God, you are an optimist.
Right. Yeah. So I was like, okay, maybe it flew out of the car. Right? And of course, like it's that thing where like any like tiny change in breeze, like on an arm hair, you're like, you know, right? So like a horror movie when you like the main character is washing their face in the sink and they look in the bathroom mirror. I look in the mirror again. There's the wasp right back on the back window. It came back. So I finally get to your house. Just nerves, just a big bundle of nerves, right? And I get out, I open the hatch, and the wasp flies away. And so then my heart rate finally returned to Earth orbit. And there you go. That was the...
Well, true story, I was grilling yesterday and was being harassed by a wasp.
Okay.
As I was grilling. So thanks for bringing him to my house.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Imagine how confused he was, right?
Yeah.
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 Right? He, they, yeah. She.
They.
It. Yeah. Right? Like there's not a snarfs around here. What the hell?
Right.
Yeah. So Ian, I was on pins and needles that entire drive. I think that's one of the few times I've had a non-environmental, like no stressors. And was not able to enjoy the drive in any way, shape, or form. When I got to the little spear tunnel by your house, I didn't even enthusiastically brap the car.
Oh, wow.
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's a real call for help.
Right? Yeah.
Did you enjoy yourself on the way home?
Yes, I did. Okay,
well, good.
Yeah. Okay. And of course, still occasionally glancing in the rearview mirror. Right?
I really want to get a sticker of a wasp and just stick it in.
Oh my God. Just want to make me crap my pants. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Just take a baseball bat to my back window. No window, no wasp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Big brain time for Dave. Yeah. So Ian, that was the most stressful drive I've had recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What else we got? We got what's B Kevin?
Yes. This is a very interesting story. So our good buddy, let's see here, Kevin, that's been on the show. All right.
Kevin Williams.
Yes, Kevin Williams. I'm going to pull him up on Twitter and share the screen here. I think he is Gaytona USA on Twitter. Yep, Kevin Williams, fellow Abarth owner, right? And all around fantastic guy, amazing automotive journalist. Very thankful that we've crossed paths with Kevin. Let's see here. A little something happened a while ago. So Kevin has very biblical knowledge of cars, right?
Yeah.
And he flips cars from time to time. He'll buy something used, figure out if he wants to flip it or not, and make a little bit of a profit if possible, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to scroll on his Twitter feed here and find it, but Kevin reached out to somebody about a Hyundai Sonata. Right?
Oh, right.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And said, here's the original tweet here. But Kevin knows about a recall on these specific engines on these Hyundais, right? Mm-hmm. And so he happened across this ad. The person was very down on their luck. They were in a bad spot that they had to sell their car, right? Because the engine was gone, I guess, right? Like, it was undrivable, right? Kevin's instinct here was to tell the person about the Hyundai recall and told them that basically Hyundai is replacing these engines for free, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, the person thought that you had to own the Hyundai be the original owner of the Hyundai in order for that warranty to be honored. And Kevin pushed them to call Hyundai, and they did. And that's just Kevin being a good Samaritan, right? Like,
yeah, and they got it back.
Right?
That's amazing. Yeah,
the person got their Sonata back from Hyundai with a brand new engine that they weren't going to have, and it got them out of a rough spot. They didn't have to sell the car, right? Like, because Kevin was just doing a good thing. This person's life is like so much better on the daily, right?
Yeah, because they were going to sell this car for $1,000. That was the listing, right?
Yeah. Right?
Man.
And it's a good example of like, not just a good example. It is the example of like the kind of thing that we want the automotive community to bring, right? To like people that don't have that knowledge. Like, that is not gatekeeping knowledge in any way, shape, or form. It's sharing, encouraging, helping, right?
Yeah, you brought up gatekeeping. That's exactly what I was going to say too. That this is a good example of using your powers for good instead of evil.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Like, I know that there's folks out there that look for deals on Craigslist, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with looking for a deal on Craigslist. That's great, and like, if you can fix something up, cool. If not, whatever. Like, but if you happen upon something like this and you just share your knowledge with this person and their life is better for it, like, that's just such an uplifting story, and I'm so happy to see it. And so I think that's like, in a world of like really shitty things happening all the time, like, we're just drinking from this fire hose of bad shit that happens like all the time. Like, just fucking be Kevin, man. Like, just be Kevin. Like, we're here to make a positive impact on each other. Like, I firmly believe that that's why, like my charge in life, right, is to make a positive impact on other people. And like, see that as, into that, whatever you want, but like, that's Kevin, like, doing exactly that. And it makes me so freaking happy. Like, it's just so wonderful, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wanted to mention that because it's fantastic and it makes me happy. And that's the kind of stuff we need. You know?
I really that's really great.
Right?
Bravo, Kevin.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah. Kevin Williams, follow him on Twitter, Gaytona USA. Also, one of the best Twitter handles to ever exist. Yes. You'll not regret it because Kevin is fantastic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. Ian, speaking of good things.
Yes. We like good things.
Yes. I want to call back to something that we talked about on the show quite a while ago. But, Ian, can you think of a time where, like, vehicle wise, you had like a quick win or an easy win, like a quick fix, like that addressed an issue or something like that? Can you think of Like a quick win or easy fix that you've had?
I can think of lots of things where I thought I had a quick fix, and then 8 hours later, I was still without that quick fix. Lots of examples of those.
Yeah. How about just to fix it like went exactly as planned? Like it was the thing you thought it was?
Have we met?
All right. Okay.
You've seen me work on cars before, right?
I have. But you get your hands dirty from time to time. How about
I can get my hands dirty. I'm just not good at it, is the problem.
How about a quick IT fix?
Yes, there have been those where you go in and you're like, oh boy, this is going to be bad. The best one was there was a couple of years ago, there was a customer of mine who had two devices and they were supposed to be in sync with each other, and there was one cable between them. It was a piece of fiber.
Okay.
And it was really wackadoodle, and they were like, we're gonna have to like replace both of these devices and blah blah blah, and they were doing all this like really advanced troubleshooting. I was like, have you tried cleaning the ends of the fiber?
Okay.
And 10 minutes later, it was working perfectly.
See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, right?
That was
yes. Okay, I love it. So let me pull up a picture of one of our of a story that we just a quick thing that we talked about before. Our good buddy PETA. Hello, PETA. Remember when a friend of his
PETA
had a Subaru that was making a noise when the AC came on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And PETA sourced the noise from coming underneath the hood, and he pulled out the radiator fan, and it turned out that the Subaru emblem off of the engine cover had gotten loose and wedged itself into the AC fan.
Yeah. Are you showing it to me? Because I'm not seeing it.
Oh God, I am showing it to you. Oh no, I showed it on the wrong window, Ian. How about now, buddy?
There it is. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Right? So there's the Subaru emblem, right? Stuck underneath there.
So amazing. Like how did that happen?
Right? The odds, right?
Yeah. So bizarre.
So my good buddy Ed, he's got a lot going on in his life, right? Just all the life stuff is happening. And he's such a nice, sweet guy, and I really like him. He's a solid, good dude, right? So Ed has a Honda Odyssey minivan, right? 2011. Okay. And he's had it, I think it has over 200,000 miles on it. Because Ed is what you would call an iron butt when it comes to road trips. Like he can just he's the guy that can just drive for 24 hours, like at a moment's notice, like straight, right? Okay. So his minivan was stalling, like it was really bad when it was hot, and he was telling me about it. And I was like, oh, I remember Dusty Rusty had issues stalling in the heat. There was something called a hooter valve or something like that. Like it was probably like evap purge stuff.
Some emissions thing, yeah.
Right. Talking to him about idle air controller, like maybe that's dirty math, like all that stuff. I was like, well, hang on a second. Let me just like Google real quick. And I do a quick Google, and it turns out that like on the Honda Odyssey, this generation, the air filter box and the MAF are kind of together. And then there's a hose that goes to the intake, right? Sometimes that MAF is like different places along that intake, but in this case, it's close to the air intake, right? To the air box, right? But that hose, like it's not corrugated. What would you call it? Like it's a little bendy, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That hose is known to crack and tear, and that's after the MAF, right?
Oh, right.
Right. So the engine doesn't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like check this. And he sends me a text like later on that day. Here's the hose.
Oh. Yeah, that's no good.
Right? I gave him a thing of foil tape and sent him on his way after we were talking about it. Foil tape that thing up. It's perfect, right?
Amazing.
Right?
Well, and I mean, that's probably what, like a $20 part from Rock Auto or something?
That's exactly it. I was like, you want me to order the part for you on Rock Auto so I can get the magnet? Yeah. I didn't get a magnet with it. Damn it.
What?
I know, right? Yeah. But yeah, so I have the part sitting in my garage. Gonna give it to Ed pretty soon here.
Dry ass flexi hose.
Right? Yeah. I mean, 200,000 miles, right? Like,
yeah.
You know, but like, also, why are you putting the MAF so far away? Like, why is the crinkle in the hose, you know? But man, like, in a time when like a brother can use a quick win, right? Like, just let this dude have a solid, please. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens, right?
Nice.
Yeah. Good stories on Apex Adjacent tonight.
Yeah.
Right?
Feel good. We're doing feel good stuff.
See what Mustache Magic does to the show?
I know. I don't think I'm going to have to shave it immediately.
If you do, like, you just need to keep it in a Ziploc and tape it to your webcam.
Oh, no, thank you. I mean, it came out of my face, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. If anybody listening, watching, has a quick win, like the emblem in the fan, like just a simple torn hose, like, let us know. Tell us what it is, because we fucking love that kind of stuff, man. Those are the stories that give us life. Yeah. So let us know. I want more of them. I need more of them to survive. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Ian?
Yes.
Do you want to play a license plate game?
I would love to play a license plate game. I just read the thing from Jesse.
Yes. Yeah. Still waiting for more info. Yeah. Okay. All right, Ian, I have a few different license plate game options for you. All right. Okay. Let me see. Did we play this one yet or not? No, we did not. Okay. All right. I have Get Over Yourself, or I have Yeehaw.
Ooh. Okay. I feel like in honor of my mustache, I think we should go Yeehaw.
Okay. All right. Then we're going to close the show out with Get Over Yourself. Okay. All right. Ian, this one's obviously called Yeehaw. All right. Here you go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone.
Oh, boy.
Watchers, listeners. Ian is looking at a burgundy Honda CR-V.
The classic cowboy vehicle, yeah.
A ivory Dodge Ram Longhorn edition. Longhorn.
Parked impeccably.
Yep. Exactly. And then a Power Wagon down at the bottom here. 2 Dodges and a Honda. Typical cowboy fare. Right? Yep. Dodge Ram Power Wagon down at the bottom there. All right. Yeah. Ian?
Oh, my God. These license plates. Cowboyan. Kowboyn.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboyan.
Mm-hmm.
Gone Ropin. Gonropn.
Mm-hmm.
And Southern. Suthurn. Suthurn. Before we start this, I do want to tell a very quick story.
Yeah.
So when I was learning to drive, and every single time she's been in the car with me since, my mom would, if she thought I was driving too fast, so all the time, she would say, "Stop driving like a cowboy." Now, I grew up outside. She also grew up outside Chicago. And I learned to drive in Michigan. So really not a lot of cowboys around, right? Not like there wasn't a lot of cowboy exposure. Right?
Yeah.
And so she said this to me for years and years and years. And then I moved to Oklahoma, where they have actual cowboys, like
for
people
real cattle handlers. Yeah.
Yes. I will tell you, actual cowboys drive so fucking slow. So fucking slow. And I was so excited to relay this to my mom, and she was like, "You still drive like a cowboy." And I was like, "Oh."
It's still the definition I have in my head.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so can we zooms on the CRV?
Absolutely. Zooming in on the CRV. Yep.
What is that?
Yeah.
There's like a thing over there. Might be this a trick of the light. Not a lot to go off of.
Yep. I would say pretty bog standard.
And it's a is this a Colorado plate?
I'm not telling you. But maybe this gas station in the background would give you a hint.
Well, it just says Speedway.
Yeah, it's not a Colorado chain.
Is it not?
I've said too much.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So what's the next one? The next one's
You're gonna appreciate
this motherfucker.
There's a little bit to take in here. Yep. See,
Arizona.
Yep. Arizona.
Warning: does not play with. Oh my god! This.
So, there's a little trailer hitch cap that says.
Warning: does not play well with others, and he's parked over the line.
Yeah, and note the license plate frame.
Barbed wire. Oh my god, this motherfucker. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. I have a very strong opinion about license plate frames. I will take a barbed wire license plate frame over no frame.
Come on.
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yep. I am absolutely serious. This is. You remember that part where I said this is the hill I will die on?
Man, okay. Just wrapped up in barbed wire.
Rather than just raw dogging that plate straight onto a car, you maniac.
This one's curious. So I have some thoughts about this one. We're going to come back to him.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We got a firefighter sticker of some sort.
Yep.
Oh, it's Florida. Oh, boy.
Yep.
Okay. With some big old wheels on this thing.
Yeah, chonky tires, huh?
I promise you this is tuned for coal rolling.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
There's not really a lot of other context clues to take in here. If I saw something that I didn't think you were noticing, I would let you know. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, how you going to line these cowboys up, cowpoke?
I'm intrigued by this dodge in the middle.
How are you going to round up these doggies? Huh?
Yeah, it's a great question. I'm intrigued by the dodge in the middle because of a few things. So it looks like they have the step to get in the bed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Over there, but these don't look like they're definitely not like off-road tires. These are like all seasons or whatever.
Yeah, like that's more for like mileage than it is mudding, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's also very clean, but it's Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is smacking a bit of poser to me.
Okay.
It's a Longhorn, so it's like more of a luxury truck.
Definitely. Like, I love the interior of that truck. It is freaking awesome.
It's got a tow package.
Yep.
It's got the big mirrors on it.
Yep, the outlet and all that stuff.
Yeah, so maybe they tow horses or cows or something with this, but yeah, maybe this is for towing, so it's the mile, hence, so it's not off-roading. Okay. The Power Wagon.
Mm-hmm.
My initial instinct is that this is Southern. This is used to tow a boat.
Okay. It's not
Florida.
necessarily referring to cowboy. It's just referring to Southern culture.
Southern, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's not a lot of cowboying going on in Florida.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that just sort of fits with the maybe volunteer firefighter sort of like brodozer vibe, I feel like.
Okay.
This person has a boat and they exclusively blast like those like terrible new country songs out of it that you've heard every single one of, and even if you don't listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know that they played the hell out of Old Town Road until they learned that Lil Nas X like was a gay black man, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is tough. I think I'm going to say Cowboyin'. I think they're in order. I think Cowboyin' is the CRV. Gone Ropin' is the Longhorn, because I think this is used to tow horses and maybe they do rodeo shit.
Okay.
And then the Power Wagon is Southern. That's
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay. All right. Okay. Ian?
Yes.
Here's the answers. You got them all wrong.
Oh, God damn it.
Southern on the CRV. Cowboying, that's one I saw in the Home Depot parking lot. Be surprised. Yep. And Gone Roping down in Florida. This was impossible because I feel like your gut reading was correct. I like where your head was going.
Well, clearly not.
We need to round these three people up and make them switch plates is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
right?
Well, we need to teach one of them how to park.
True. Our buddy Eric sent in Southern.
Okay.
Right? So Illinois, right?
Yeah.
Our dear buddy Dana down in Florida sent us the Power Wagon.
There's Southern Illinois. Could it be like a alumni thing? It could be like a college thing.
Okay, I didn't even think about that. I figured it was just a misplaced Southern person.
It could be that as well. Yes.
Sure. Yep. And Cowboying's just a fucking maniac. Yeah. Yep. That I saw. You can tell this is the tip of the Abarth mirror, the little pointy Elfier mirror.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Man, that was a tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah. You know. Yeah. It's like when you have that like 30, 40 Wordle streak and you get the one that's really hard and you're like, okay, I'm not sad that I lost it on Aphid. Right?
Did you not get it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a moron. But it's better than like losing it on the word house. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. You were concerned for me for a second.
I was about to brag that I got it in 3.
Well done. I think I may have gotten it in 3 as well, mister. Okay. All right. Ian, let's see here. What else we got? Ian, I drove the future. I don't have any pictures. I don't have any video. But I have a friend of mine that got a brand spanking new Audi e-tron, and I fucking drove that thing, buddy. Holy shit, is it rad. I'm going to pull up pictures of just generic e-trons, and he wants us to drive it so that we can both talk about it on the show. My good buddy Steven.
Okay.
Yeah, I love you, bro. And he took me for a ride in his e-tron. Let me drive it.
Tell me, let's hear specs. Is it the 3 motor? Is it the 2 motor? What do we got here?
I think it's the 3 motor. I think it's the Fast Boy.
Okay.
Because it pinned me the fuck to the seat.
Yeah.
The interior is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know where to start on this car, right? Like, okay, it's electric. Yes. Like, we're here for it. I loved it. Let's just get that out of the way, right? Like, you know, we love everything. So, it's a little bit lower than like you would think. Like, it's kind of like just a slightly lifted station wagon, right? Which is kind of what you want, right? Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, he uses the space. He's got a couple of dogs, you know, like that kind of stuff, right? Like, he's an active dude. And like, he knew like that at some point, like he wants to buy his last tank of gas, right? Like his garage could support 240. He had the charger installed, right? Like renting a car for like a long road trip or something like that. And he's thinking about doing something different for like winter, like mountain beater and stuff. Like, cool, right? Like e-tron, like this absolutely fits his lifestyle. Ian, this has some of the coolest shit in it. It is so freaking rad. Like the stereo is impeccable. It's amazing. Yeah. It has the little heads up display that has that syncs to the stoplight radios. You know about this stuff?
No.
So there's a little like radio frequency or something like that, or tiny little broadcast from stoplights for some stoplights, like newer stoplights, right?
Yeah.
that if your car can pick it up, it will show you the count. It will show you the status of the light and the time to which it changes, like a countdown on your dashboard of when the light's going to be green, or like if a red light is coming up and you come cooking in, it's going to flash a warning at you.
So a drag strip tree is what it gives you.
Yeah, basically, right?
That's cool. That's really
right
cool.
in the little heads up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so quiet. It's so smooth.
That's going to be great until somebody gets it subpoenaed for running a red light.
True.
Like, does it retain that?
I don't know. Yeah.
I know we're being optimistic in this show, but that's my first dystopian.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, is it retaining that data, and who owns it?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. No, Ian, I can't wait for you to drive it, because it's fantastic. I don't have enough good things to say about it. The gas pedal is a fun button. It's so planted. The brakes are freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great car. I would love to have one.
Yeah, I haven't driven one yet. I'm very excited too.
Yeah, he went from an Audi A6, like a very well-appointed A6, to the e-tron. And he is like, he had the 3-liter twin turbo, or whatever the newest V6 twin turbo is that Audi's doing, and then went to the e-tron. Yeah.
Nice.
Right? Yeah.
Nice.
It's a super nice place to be, man. Yeah. And I was like pointing out like little things. Let me see if I can find like a under hood. It's got the little frunk, like the little storage in the front, right? Oh yeah. So like on the hood, like this is kind of weird, but like it shows like kind of like how they thought about stuff, like, and maybe I want your opinion on this, like knowing that it's a VAG product, but like, see here, there's actually 2 hood latches on the car, right? And like kind of so it doesn't impede the space of the frunk, but also like, I mean, you could have made one hood latch work, right? But like the fact that like 2 hood latches works better for like how all this is laid out, where everything fits, like that, those kind of details, like I always notice, right?
Yeah, well, and it's interesting because this isn't like a ground up architecture, right? This is something that they converted, right?
I don't know.
I think it's based off of, oh god, now I'm going to show my ass on this. But I thought it was based on one of the other platforms that also has, let's see, Audi e-tron, and it has MLB platform, right? So this is
that the Q4?
The Q5, the A5,
okay.
the A6. So it's essentially the same car as what he had before.
Right. Just a touch higher. Yeah.
Right. So it's not like a brand new platform. So they've had to like make little adjustments to make it work with as electric. That's kind of cool. Right. Yeah, those are interesting.
Yeah, I think they look great. Like, they look like a hatchback, right?
Yeah, they really went very understated with it. It's interesting to see the different ways that people are going with it. With their first electric cars, like Kia and Hyundai are killing it with their stuff, right? Like, their
like,
cars,
right?
Yeah, they look great. And I think the Taycan looks great.
Oh God, I saw one yesterday and it looked so freaking good. Yeah,
I saw a Sport Turismo a few days ago with the the wagon. It looks so good,
right?
But this is very like understated. I don't think it's especially good looking. It's sort of like boring, but we need those, right? We need people to trade in their A6s, and get these. That's exactly what we need to have happen. So I like it. You could tell that it's a very similar philosophy that got us the ID4 too, right?
Yes, definitely.
I'm gonna make this look like a normal car, make it drive like a normal car,
Right.
that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah. Charging ports on both sides of the vehicle.
See, and that's smart.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. There's no reason not to.
I know, right? Yeah. Yeah. Or like standardize that it's all on the very front, right? Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. Like if this is what the future holds, I'm fucking down for it, man. It's a good car.
Yeah.
It's a really good car. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see too, like, especially with Audi and Volkswagen, when they do start to make like dedicated electric platforms.
Yeah.
They've had this same sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the profile and the
Yeah, profile.
Where the very front heavy profile, right? Where the engine has historically been all the way in front of the front axle.
Yeah.
Right. And the proportions, that's what I was looking for.
There you go. Okay.
The proportions of the car were dictated by that, right? And it would be interesting to see if they start to move those proportions around now that they don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. If they if they start moving the wheels out farther away and having smaller overhangs and that sort of thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And I don't know, does it still look like an Audi then?
Right.
Or are they going to have like, for no reason, like a super long front overhang?
Right.
And just put a battery pack way out in front of the front axle. Audi's understeer. We're going to keep it that way.
Right? Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. Car good. Car good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Car good.
Car good. Car good. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Ian, what do you say we do a license plate game and close out the show?
Let's do it.
You want to do that?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Ian, you did yeehaw. Now you're going to do get over yourself.
I know. I got to redeem myself here.
Okay. Ian, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm just going to tell you. I saw one of these plates when I was with my mother, and I was holding back so much profanity at this individual.
Okay.
Right? Here's the quiz, Ian. Here you go. All right. Top to bottom, while Ian takes us in, we have a white Mercedes-Benz S55 sedan AMG, apparently. We've got a Volvo S60. And then we have a Lexus LC500 down at the bottom in a very nice blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Volvo is a dark navy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ian, what do these plates say? Why is this one called Get Over Yourself?
Peasant. Mm-hmm. 1 of 100.
Mm-hmm. No Googling, Ian.
And hate me now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, wow. So, I mean, of all of these, the LC500 is clearly the most rare, but they made more than 100 of them, I think. Surely.
No Googling, Ian.
Surely. Can we get some zoomies?
Yeah, we can definitely get some zoomies.
Oh, that's 65.
That's 65. Oh, that changes things with some blackish gray wheels.
Yeah.
Yep. V12 bi-turbo.
Yeah, that's the big boy.
And they didn't spring for the really good tint, so that's kind of weird. Yep.
Colorado plate.
Uh-huh.
Not a lot going on there.
No, that's dirt on the person's windshield, not,
It's a pretty car.
Bumper damage. It is, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Volvo. Okay.
Now, what is this sticker?
This is as far in as we can get. I don't know what the sticker is.
Oh, man, that's...
I know. I
feel like there's valuable... Oh, it's an S80.
Oh, S80. Okay, there we go. Yeah, the sticker is like the letter P. Yeah, it's just getting more and more pixelated. I have the zoom. I don't have the enhance, Ian. Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay.
So a gold circle with a blue field and a red P.
And then down here, we've got the LC 500. Yep.
I have a guess.
Do you?
Yes.
Talk me through it, Captain.
Oh God, I'm going to do this again. I think they're in order. I think that 1 of 100, because this is the most difficult one.
Okay.
I feel like the Volvo could be like the S80 is not a super, was not a super popular car. I'm wondering if it was like 1 of 100 of like a particular spec,
Okay.
like maybe, I don't know, maybe it has a manual. I don't know if you could get the S80 with the manual. Probably not.
You couldn't. Yeah.
For whatever reason, my gut is that that is 1 of 100.
Really? Okay.
And because I feel like of these 3 owners, the Volvo is going to be the one that would care the most about that sort of thing.
Okay.
Among their community. Their community, right?
Okay. I see what you're saying.
They're on the forums and they got their spec in their signature on the forums, right?
Exactly. Okay.
I think Peasant goes with the S65 because I think it's them being ironic, right? It's like, clearly this is not a peasant's car. This is the opposite of a peasant's car. This person, unless that's just identifying where they put their peasants when they're through with them for the day in the trunk.
Right.
And then Hate Me Now, I feel like the LC 500 is a very like it wasn't bought by a lot of people, but it was bought by very kind of brash people compared to the other cars in that segment. Like it's a pretty shouty car. It's a
very shouty car. Yeah.
It's something to be seen in, right?
Yeah.
And it sort of fits with the vibe of that car. So that's my guess.
Okay. Ian, I've got good news and not so good news. Here's the answers. You got Peasant right, but Hate Me Now and the Lexus.
Did they only sell 100 of those things?
No, they didn't.
That can't be right.
It's probably 1 of 100 in that color for that year or something.
Now I have to look it up.
Or it's like that weird Kieran edition that they had with the special glass and folded leather and stuff like that. But while Ian's looking that up, instead of dead air, I'm going to thank the folks that sent that in. Our good buddy Pat sent in the Volvo Hate Me Now, probably like a year ago. I can't remember, but that one's been in the hopper for a while. And our buddy John sent in the Lexus LC 500. So thank you, John. Thank you, Pat. And Peasant is the one that I saw while I was with my mother, Ian. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you got angry about that one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's just a dick plate. Yeah. I hate it so much.
It is kind of, yeah. Oh my God.
Right.
I mean, that's like a $200,000 car.
Yeah. Also, I do think I'm not hip on what the youths are saying these days, but I think Peasant is in the kind of youth vernacular for calling people morons.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I've heard.
Greetings, fellow kids.
Yep. Hello, children.
Yeah.
Hello, fellow youths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely a narc mustache, isn't it?
That mustache ratted you out for selling weed. Hello, my mustache is here to report a crime.
Report all the bad things I've done.
Yeah.
Dave, if people enjoyed Mustache Chat, what should they do?
They should send us their automotive quick wins. Please do that, because those are fantastic, and those are stories that we want to hear. We'll talk about them on the show. Please send them to us in whatever format you want. Need to hear them.
Yeah.
Please, God. We're just hanging on. Also, Texas Vanity Plate 720-515-1391. Please send us those. Always appreciate it. So thank you, everybody that sends those in.
We've got the Apex Adjacent on the Gmail. We've got the Apex Adjacent on the social media dumpster fires. We're there most of the time.
Yep. I do want to say real quick, just for anybody texting Vanity Plates, right? Just know that, like, we get them, we appreciate them. We may not use them right away because we like to put them in a little theme here. We have a few, like, we've gotten a few new listeners. So, so folks, please send them. You won't see them for a little bit, but we appreciate it.
Yes. Everybody, we love you. Goodbye.